All right, you guys. So this is gonna be more of a shit. This is gonna be more of a trade recap over the trades that I took today. Wasn't able to signal these. Price just literally every time I entered my position, price literally took off, and it just moved too much to where I wasn't able to give y'all an entry that I felt was anywhere close to mine or safe for y'all to chase. So it just wasn't ideal. But next week we will be live trading, so you guys should be able to catch better entries than a chase entry. You should be able to get shit relatively close to the entry that we signal, because we'll be on voice. It's easier to catch a voice than a text message. So yeah. So I did use the same strategy that we've been teaching you guys, the first presented for value gap. So yeah, this is how I use it to trade stock options today. How I made 3,000 actually today. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how I did that and how you can do that. And again, eventually, the whole goal of this is so you guys can start taking these trades on your own without having to wait for us to signal an entry. So yeah, but I do think some of you guys said you caught some of this move. But yeah, let me go over um, why I took this entry. This was a late entry. Yeah, this was the one on SPY was a lot later, but it was based off of what I saw on QQQ. And if you don't already know, QQQ is the same as trading NQ, and SPY is the same as trading ES. So yeah, let's just get into what I saw. So again, um, when trading, you want to trade based off of what price gives you, and you want to react to that. You don't want to predict. You want to react. So, what I was reacting to today was the fact that QQQ did not create a new high, but if you go look at SPY, on SPY, we did create a new all-time high. As you see, we have an all-time high here on SPY, and we do not have an all-time high here on QQQ. And that creates divergence on the daily. That's a daily divergence right there, or daily SMT, whatever y'all want to call it. We have divergence. So, just looking at that pre-market, go down to the 1 minute when market was nearly opening. Let's go to. Um, Sorry, it's kind of hard to work this on Webull than it is compared to TradingView or TopStep, because they don't move, the charts don't move simultaneously like they do on those apps and softwares or whatever. But yeah, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Hopefully, you guys have been learning from these trade recaps and shit, because majority of the recaps, actually, I mean, all of the recaps I post are using the same strategy. So you should be picking up and starting to understand how the strategy works. And yeah, but pre-market, we got NFP, we got some news here. So yeah, if you look at both charts, this news candle, this was the data low that could have been a target for some of you guys, but as you can see, the data sent us skyrocketing. And once we bounce off of VWAP on SPY and QQQ here, we rode the 9 EMA all the way till 910 when we finally got a closure below the 9 EMA there, and then we started to get some consolidation, which was good because I was already thinking that we were overextended. So based off of what the market is giving me, this today took some patience. But if you see here, once we got this closure below the 9 EMA, we started to get some consolidation. And if you look at SPY, you see we were rejecting the same exact level over and over and over. But while we're rejecting that level, what we're doing is creating lower lows. You see this? We're creating lower lows while rejecting the same high. And if you look at NQ, here we have a high. We didn't get near it, okay? And what that creates here, since we were breaking it, we were touching it and testing it here on SPY. We didn't near it on NQ. That is what you guys would call a SMT or divergence. And Once we got our first presented fair value gap here at 940, um, and we just stayed patient, looking at both charts simultaneously. You see, we're rejecting the same level, so there's no need to go long, and just being patient. Once we finally got below the first presented fair value gap, we have a fair value gap here as well at nine. What is this? 10 o'clock. This 10 o'clock fair value gap right there. What we did was come back. We retested it. The 9 EMA is still below the 21. We tested the fair value gap and the first presented fair value gap. So those were overlapping fair value gaps. And what I did was take an entry off of this bearish engulfing right there. As soon as I took this entry, price flushed down. So it just wasn't. I just wasn't able to give you guys a entry to chase. But yeah, man, the stop went above the bearish engulfing candle high. And yeah, the first TP was this. This was the midnight open, not the midnight open, sorry, the opening gap midpoint. And this could have been break even for me. It was a trim and break even, but yeah, that could have been break even. Next target was midnight open. Next was previous day's high, and then this was the previous day's close. That's where I closed out my full position. But if you guys know the way I trade, what I should have done, what I could have done, and what you guys could be doing is when you get to your full TP, trim everything and leave one runner so that you just ride the 9 EMA until you get a closure above it. This is where we could have fully closed out right there. And that would have gave us, let me see if I can move this. Where we finally got a closure above the 9 EMA. Mind your business, guys. Mind your business. But yeah, let me go on D&D. But yeah, so this is where we got our closure above the 9 EMA, and we could have gotten some. I mean, obviously, we could have got a little bit more money out of this, you know. But as far as the SPY trade that I took, I really only took it. I took it based off of what I was getting on QQQ. QQQ was a lot weaker, but on SPY we pulled back to the 9 EMA, and this candle was turning into a bearish engulfing. So I just entered. I took a quick what would I call this? I just took a quick scalp. It was a sniper entry, honestly, in my opinion. The stop went back at VWAP, and yeah, rode it all the way to the previous day's high. Closed that one a little bit early, but yeah, man, this is how, I don't know what just happened, but yeah, this is how I used the first presented fair value gap to trade stock options today and make around $3,000. So yeah, I really do hope you guys are starting to understand this strategy and how to use it. And it really just requires some patience. That's all it takes. Just react to what the market gives you. Use the level as I really use it as a support slash resistance level. And today it happened to be a resistance, and it overlapped with another fair value gap, which just like doubled the confluences, doubled my confidence, and then on top of that we got a bearish engulfing. So yeah, it was just it was clean. Yeah. Sorry, I was drinking my Sonic drink, but yeah. So again, most of the confluences that I will look for when I'm taking an entry are your 9 EMA and your 21 EMA. If you're looking for a bullish entry, I want to see the 9 EMA above the 21. I want to see a bullish engulfing, and yeah, then I will look for a bounce or a reject near the first presented fair value gap or VWAP. And if I'm looking for a bearish entry, which is what today was, you want the 9 EMA below the 21. Look for a bounce, reject, or anywhere near the first presented fair value gap, bearish engulfing, and yeah, that's what today's entry was based off of. As well as here, we had this SMT. Price did not break this area here. Price did not break this high here. But if you look at SPY, you see what it was doing here. And yeah, hopefully you guys understand why I took this trade, how I made this money today, and how you guys should be making money just like this. But yeah, that's about it for today's trade review. Next week should be a lot better as we're going to be on voice. And yeah, catch you guys next week.